Finding a way to forgive. Finding a way to forgive. To cultivate the heart means to intentionally work on developing positive qualities within our core emotions, with our emotional core, like compassion, kindness, forgiveness, and love. By actively addressing and removing negative emotions like anger, resentment, or pride, essentially preparing the soil of your heart and mind to grow healthy and beneficial traits. Similar to how one cultivates a garden by tending to the soil to nurture plants. This plant here, it's called, well, the nickname is ZZ plant or Zanzibar Gem, GEM. It has another name which is kind of long, which I'm not going to try to say. I can almost say it. I was trying to figure it out. I bought this plant 2 years ago, and it came with a much smaller pot. It wasn't quite as long and tall as it is now. But I knew the moment had come that I needed to transplant it. It needed to go to a larger pot. And I did make a couple phone calls to get some advice. But I bought me a really nice pot. I love the color of it. And I also bought me some, and I am not a paid sponsor of Miracle Grow, but I guess in one hands, like this article I'm reading, is cultivating. I wanted to give it the best chance for it to adjust to its new pot. Also, the fact that this Miracle Grow, I think, has really helped it. So I'm endeavoring to cultivate this plant, to prepare this. I prepared the soil and put new soil in it, actually. I kept the old soil and put new soil in it that has a lot of different ingredients in it to help it grow and to nurture it. And that's pretty much what this article is saying, that sometimes we have to nurture our mind and cultivate our heart and mind to prepare it to have the best chance for growth. I can clearly say that I don't wear the same size shoes as I did probably when I was 12 years old. I outgrew that, and I needed to have new shoes. I just think if my parents said, well, you're just going to stay with the same size, and that would probably deform my foot in some way, and I would have problems. I needed to have room to grow. This pot is a lot bigger than the one it came in. And it might have been starting to get cramped. I thought to myself, wow, I need a bigger pot. There was just one that came with it at a store. So this is allowing it to flourish. It's growing. And it was growing in this other pot, but I think it was getting cramped. Just like you can't go back and wear a shoe that you wore when you were younger, unless you had the same shoe size. But we grow. We grow. And by cultivating our heart and mind and giving it, well, let's just read some more things here. Key points of cultivating your heart and mind. It is not a passive process, but requires conscious effort to nurture positive emotions and behaviors. Addressing negativity. This can involve identifying and working through negative emotions like bitterness, unforgiveness, or selfishness that might hinder healthy growth. In many contexts, cultivating the heart is linked to spiritual development, where one seeks to align the inner self with the higher values of divine principles. There's a scripture, I hope I can find it, that talks about planting the good soil, that God ultimately is the gardener of our heart. He can heal our heart. And I admit, when I first took some of this stuff out of the bag, it was kind of soft, but I noticed some of it had gotten kind of hard, and I needed to break it or kind of squeeze it, and then move it around the pot a little bit inside the pot. But it's nice and soft now. I think it came out in clumps, so it's kind of hard, but it's nice and soft now. So it's giving it a chance. This particular plant doesn't require a lot of water, what I found out. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that, just how the human mind is. We can do things to our mind and heart and prepare it and cultivate it and nurture it. Number one, because if we love ourselves, we don't want to always, I know we can spend a lot of time watching all kinds of stuff, for entertainment, but at some point it's good to meditate, which I'm going to try to do more of. meditate, to be contemplative, to look within, to get a sense of where we're at in our life, and we can identify some of the positive and negative things that are going on inside of us. Forgiving someone is another part of cultivating, is choosing to let go of resentment towards another person that can help heal our hearts and foster compassion.